Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie, aka aWoodenButterfly, and this is Art That Heals the Soul. Today I'm going to be doing a little pick-a-pal reading for you guys that is asking the question about love and relationships. As you all are, I'm sure, are aware that February 14th is right around the corner, so I thought it would be fitting to do a pick-a-pal about love to see if there's any energies that need to be addressed. So without further ado, like always, use your intuition when picking the pile, and I do read my cards intuitively along with what the cards actually mean, so keep that in mind. Alright guys, those of you who chose pile number 1 or this heart bracelet or the heart and hands tarot, let's get right into your reading. Call upon my spirit guides and pile number 1 spirit guides. Allow me to be used as a channel for the messages pile number 1 needs to receive through my mind's eye and through the cards. Please and thank you. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading. After the reading is over, please and thank you. Spirit, tell me, what is pile number 1? What do they need to hear when it comes to matters of the heart? What do they need to hear about love and relationships at this time? Is there anything that they need to hear, that they need to be aware of? Pile number 1 with love and relationships. Okay, so this one stayed. I'm gonna. Ooh, okay, so there's 2 of them. I'm gonna get these 2. So we got the World and the Emperor. Okay. Ooh. Okay, and then we got 5 of Wands. We got 6 of Wands. Okay. Ooh. We got King of Wands. Okay. We got the Prince of Swords. Okay. Yes. All right. So I'm feeling. Okay. So I'm definitely feeling like there's an energy that is, very willing and ready to pursue you, in a more passionate, more stable, like they want to come towards you and offering commitment. They want to come towards you to offer commitment, but there's something that's preventing them. I feel like they have a lot on their plate right now that is kind of like taking the wheel and steering, and they want to give you this stable foundation. They want to give you stability. They want to offer you commitment, but there's so much that is they feel like they are like they feel like it's gonna blow up in their face if they pursue you at this time for some reason. I feel like, I mean, but that's what they want. They see a happy prosperous future with you, but I feel like for some reason they fear judgment from others, and I feel like they have a lot of external, maybe third-party energies that are affecting your relationship at this time. And I feel like they do have a little bit more maturing to do emotionally, because I feel like although their passion is
king status, their emotional status is a little bit immature at this time, so they need to level up in that respect. But I do see them coming towards you. So if there's somebody in your life that it's like you are, and then we get the queen. So like there's definitely, you two are definitely divine counterparts. Like you both have strong connection, strong magnetic attraction to one another. And it's like you both see a happy home together to build. You both see a future with one another, and you both have a lot of love to give. Oh yes, okay, so now we got the King of Cups. So maybe the energy that I'm picking up isn't actually, maybe they have leveled up emotionally, and now they're realizing what it is that they want and what it is that they need, and it's just a matter of time for them to wrap up old cycles or old situations with the world here. It's like a wrapping of cycles with the Six of Wands here of past energies in order to build a strong foundation for you both to have a sustainable future together. And they want to reach a point where they don't have to worry about those any conflicting energies when they do take the steps towards you. They don't want anything from the past to get in the way of your future. So it's like they have their inner mind, or they're subconsciously planning things for the future, even if in the 3D it doesn't necessarily look as though that's what they're doing. They're silently in the background or in their mind compiling a plan to take action in the future. But it's like I'm picturing like a grandfather clock, like the inner workings of a grandfather clock, and it's like everything needs to be placed perfectly in order for it to start working and start clicking. Like in order for all the pieces to work harmoniously with one another, things need to be rearranged or reconstructed, deconstructed and reconstructed in order for it to work. And they are wanting to eventually end up in commitment. They want to make a commitment with you, but there is external energies that are needing to be, or maybe karmic energies, karmic ties that are needing to be wrapped up, or like loose ends that need to be tied before they can take any action towards you. But if there was a question of whether or not they feel the way that you do, the feelings are 100% mutual. There's a lot of love, a lot of real love, and a lot of passion between both parties. And I feel like it's like with the air element and then the fire element, it's almost like you lit their world on fire and just blew, like the air just blew the fire, like you started a wildfire in their life, and there's no way that they can even move past or move beyond it, or pretend that you haven't affected them enough to want to eventually move towards you, because you have struck something, what used to be a very superficial type of living or perspective on how to live one's life, you struck something in them that made them view things completely differently. You shifted their perspective on the world. You shifted the way they viewed things around them, and there's no way that they can ever turn back time anymore. Like, they are working towards, now they're mechanically working towards building subconsciously. I feel like it's like the inner working of their mind, like very deep within their core. It might not seem on the surface, or they might not even be aware that they're doing it, but it's like deep within their souls, they made a decision to move towards you, and it's just a matter of getting everything into alignment, all the energies into alignment, all little external factors into place in order to get the ball moving. Let's clarify this world card. The Page of Cups. Yeah, they definitely, like, I mean, you fill their cup up. You're the reason that, I mean, they, oh my god, and then the Lovers. Come on. Yeah, you guys are definitely divinely connected, and it's like, I feel like you're the type of person that, like, says it as it is, and they've never had anyone treat them in that way. Like, you are not afraid to tell them truth, whereas in the past they've never had anyone be so upfront or direct with them, and it kind of turns them on. But there is the things that they're dealing with. A lot of it has to do with judgment of others, because we have the Judgment card here, and then we have Judgment here. So it's like, although this is a divinely orchestrated connection. Like, it's definitely meant to be. I mean, it's already ingrained in your contract, your soul contract. Like, this is like a divine connection, and there's no external factors or anything that can basically get in the way now that you both have made this connection. I mean, it's too powerful for either of you to just walk away. But there is a lot of, like, legality. It could be like third party situations, like legal situations that are affecting them from coming towards you. A lot of, like, like nitty gritty type of things that they need to take care of before they can be freed up in order to move towards you. But I feel like even if you say that you're moving on, I don't feel like you are, because I feel like regardless, you guys are going to end up back with one another eventually. Even if you were to both walk away for the time being, I feel like you both are going to reconnect when the time is right. And then the 4 plant, yeah. So I feel like it's definitely like something that's basically in the cards. You guys are definitely going to end up back with whoever it is that you are currently in a relationship with. You are, if it's like been kind of like hot and cold and you're not understanding why, you're confused, maybe you're feeling uncertain or insecure, maybe you're just like, questioning things because it doesn't seem like they're putting you first before other things in their life. Maybe they feel like it would not be conducive to who they are as a person if they were to do that. And it's one of those situations where, yes, it might be difficult now, but they're doing it with good intent. there's good intentions that are the driving force of their actions. And this person is like a dream come true for you, and vice versa. I feel like you both came into one another's life on a whim, and it's like you both just like struck a chord within one another's lives that I mean can't easily be forgotten. I mean, you guys have established something very deep and rooted with, like, I mean, it's like a purity about it. There's like a purity and a vulnerability within the connection that really differentiates you and differentiates them from the rest. Like, you both have been able to open up and become. I feel like as soon as they're able to, or as soon as they find the opportunity, they will come to you quickly. Clarify the Princess of Cups. I feel like at the beginning of this relationship, they were way less emotionally evolved as they are perhaps currently, and that is partially due to the way that you have shifted the way they perceive things. They looked at things from a very superficial point of view in the past, and you shifted their perspective and showed them someone or a relationship with depth that they had never experienced in the past, and it has really shaped and evolved the way they view how relationships should be, or how relationships can be. Like, they weren't expecting to ever have such a connection, like such a spiritual connection with someone. So it really brought things like their superficial way of looking at things were really brought to the forefront, and it really showed them aspects of themselves that they might have realized aren't truly them. Like, I feel like at their core they aren't superficial people. It's just that they didn't know anything different existed. Perfect. And you showed that to them. So now it's like, now that they've experienced that, there's no going backwards. They are definitely going to come towards you when the time is right, when they are able to, when they have cleared all stagnant energies from past situations or past circumstances, and they're going to offer you commitment. And you give them the emotional fulfillment and stability that they crave, and vice versa. You both are each other's, wish come true. Any closing statements for pile number 1? Any closing statements for pile number 1? Let's get some oracle cards. I got sexuality, so also very sexual in nature, very sensual attraction that you both have. Divine justice. I mean, this is a divinely orchestrated connection by far, if I've ever seen one. And then healing. So a lot of healing has been brought forth through this relationship. This is something that is very powerful. The energies are basically, I don't feel like you have anything. If you were having any doubts or any questions, there is no reason to doubt, because you guys are meant to be with one another. And if there is, don't take the space between you currently, if there is space between you, or if there is because I feel like it's very hot and cold with one another. And don't take it so personally when it's in the state of being cold or distant. It's because they are trying to understand, because I feel like they don't really understand what it is that they're feeling at the moment, or what it is that they're supposed to be doing at the moment. But I feel like subconsciously they already have made the decision, and it's just a matter of it coming up to the surface, to their conscious mind, before they finally take the steps to come towards you. So if there are external situations, they are subconsciously preparing themselves to deal with those, to tie up loose ends in order to be able to come towards you. And it's going to bring forth a lot of healing, a lot of stability, a lot of harmony, and it's like a very divinely orchestrated connection, and it's quite beautiful. So let me know if that resonated with you guys.
Alright, for those of you who chose pile number 2, the Harmony Tarot with this rose quartz, let me connect with your guys' energy and we will find out what's going on in your love life. Call upon my spirit guides and pile number 2 spirit guides. Allow me to be used as a channel for the messages pile number 2 needs to receive. Clear my mind's eye through the cards, please and thank you. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading after the reading is over, please and thank you. Tell me, Spirit, what is going on with pile number 2 and love? What does pile number 2 need to know when it comes to their love life? Is there anything that they need to hear? Okay. We have 7 of Autumn. 3 of Winter. I'm definitely getting the impression that there's something perhaps in a current relationship that has felt like it was maybe like a little bleak, or it was ending, or there was some sort of struggle that had to be dealt with, and it was hard to see how everything was going to come together, or if it was possible to come together. And that could be your energy at this time. Maybe that's why you're seeking out advice, because it's kind of like you are just like on the brink of what, like questioning whether or not it's worth fighting for, or if it's going to work out in the end between you and this other person. I feel like it's definitely weighed on you, and it's made you feel very like very detached, and because I feel like you see so much potential, and it's the emotions and the feelings that are involved are that of a fairy tale. But I feel like there's something that has really weighed on the relationship, and it has left you feeling uncertain and kind of just like waiting to figure out what's going to end up happening next, if things are going to come together, if you're going to be able to move past whatever issues you guys have been facing as a couple. And I feel like you both see clearly that it is a relationship that has the potential to withstand any external factors, any temptations between either of you. It's like you both see clearly how it could actually become something, but I feel like there's like something blocking you both from being continuing down harmoniously, or if there's like maybe there is like boundaries being placed on you being able to see each other, or maybe you are, I don't know, just you're questioning like whether or not it's like really meant to be. And it's because of all these circumstances, these external circumstances, that is leaving you feeling like you are being left in the dark. You're trying to like see what, like where it's headed, but because you can't see, it's making you feel like very very alone and left just like trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out what it is that is causing whatever is going on between you both. You're trying to figure out what the cause of it is, and if there's something more to it, and if you guys are going to be able to move past it and walk through to the other side and have better days. And I feel like there is a lot of it's basically you're having to rely on your self recently. Maybe like you have not been able to, maybe you guys are in like no contact for some reason, or you are not able to see each other physically, and you kind of feel just like uneasy, or your insecurities are coming up and you're like just not understanding what's going on, if there's like other things that are affecting the situation, and if it's something that you guys are going to move past. Because at this time you're kind of like very anxious every time you think about this particular relationship. It's leaving you feeling anxious, and it's kind of like, it's definitely, there's a lot of like a lot of things going on that are weighing you and this other person down. Like where you should be celebrating when you are together, it's like you are already weighed down by like the, I don't know, there's like a limitations or things that are just really like, things aren't making sense at this time. So you're kind of, you know, wondering what's going on. So let's get a little bit more in depth about this. Let's clarify this 3 of 1, 2. Got the Page of Cups. And yeah, you're wondering whether or not it's worth, if the love that you have is worth fighting for, or if it's something that is just not meant to be or in the cards. It's clear for this 5 of Spring. And you're kind of just waiting to see like what, if like the energies between the two of you lighten up or balance out. Because the love that, I mean, it's definitely like you have real love for this person, and it's like you have, it's like part of you is scared to even think about how it would be if it didn't work out, because you seriously, like, you don't even think of yourself as someone that could ever move on to somebody else. Let's clarify this goldfinch. I feel like there's going to be a moment of clarity or something that is going to be spoken or shown to you that will assist you in really like weighing out the benefits and if it's worth continuing on. Let's clarify this movement. Definitely, I do recommend, like, whatever it is that you are feeling, like whatever emotional instability or insecurities you've been feeling recently, it is definitely recommended for you to speak your truth and to put it straight up without any, fear of being too vulnerable. Like, be very honest about exactly how it is that you're feeling, and I feel like it will shift the dynamics between the both of you, because I feel like a lot of it is stemmed from misunderstanding. Clarify the dust. Any issues that keep coming up, maybe it's like bad habits that you both fall into, or like both of you get triggered at certain times, and it's like old cycles and old habits, old ways of dealing with things that aren't serving you anymore. And I feel like it's when you express your truth and share what it is that you're feeling, I feel like it's going to birth a sense of a new budding romance. Like, it's going to really reveal to them a lot about how you both are feeling the same way and how much it really affects you and how much you really care. And I feel like it's going to really lighten whatever heaviness has been lingering in the relationship dramatically. Like, it's going to really relieve a lot of the unnecessary strain that has been kind of weighing on the both of you. I feel like it's both of you are feeling very just bogged down and uncertain and scared, because you both definitely, it's definitely real. It's a definite real connection, and it's definitely a real love between that you both share with one another. Let's clarify the switch. And I feel like it's really going to bring the energies in the 3D, like the higher conscious energies that you both share, because I feel like it's a very highly spiritual. It was necessary to end cycles that you both tend to fall into from, old conditioning or old ways of dealing or expressing yourself within a relationship that no longer serve you. So it's basically the ending. It's kind of like the clearing out of any residual energies that do not allow you to have a loving, fulfilling relationship. So this is actually really, really good. If you guys were wondering if things were going to end up working out, I definitely feel like it's going to reach a point, especially if you express yourself clearly and vulnerably, and express how you are actually feeling without being scared of how it's going to be received, without being scared that it's going to make things worse. you'll be surprised at how positive the feedback is, and the reaction will bring forth a new sense of purpose within the relationship. So I definitely feel like it is very positive. So if you are dealing with uncertainty within a relationship, it looks like it's going to be resolved, and that it's going to bring forth a fresh perspective in the relationship. And it's a necessary, whatever has been reflected within the past, recently, whatever has been reflected to you, or anything that you've been reflecting on about this relationship has been brought up in order for you to resolve it, so that you can finally start with a clean slate and build something that will be long lasting. Let's get some closing. And there's definitely like a strong magnetic pull between the two of you, and I feel like a lot of it is just a lot of the uncertainty and the insecurity is coming from trying to control what the outcome is going to be, or trying to control things that are out of your control, things that you need to just allow things to be as they are, express yourself fully and completely without holding anything back, and it will all balance out, and it will actually be shown to you how very meant to be this relationship actually was. I feel like it is a clearing out of just the very last bits of old residual energies that aren't serving you anymore, specifically in relationships. I feel like this is a very big time right now, especially with Venus still in retrograde and then Mercury in retrograde too. I feel like there's a big focus on something that needs to be reflected upon within relationships. Something that we are backtracking to redo or revisit, or to see in a different way, in order to gain clarity and in order to move you through the residual energies that aren't serving you, and for you to start fresh, to see things with a new pair of eyes, to see clearly, to see how wonderful it is, like the potential that you both can see with one another is fact. It's true, and it's going to become very noticeable and very clear, especially once you clear out that this, like, you need to express yourself. It's something that's very important, that you need to express yourself without being scared of how it's going to be taken. You have to be vulnerable. You have to allow yourself to say exactly what it is that you're feeling, because it's necessary in order for them to see that, to see clearly, because they're seeing things in a narrow minded point of view. They're not looking at it from how you are perceiving it. They're looking at it only through their eyes, and they're not because they are not trying to, or because they don't that are not being empathetic towards you. It's because they just never looked at what it is that was, how it could possibly affect you, or how it is that you saw things. Alrighty guys, those of you who chose pile number 3, the Wandering Star, or this rose quartz pendant. Alright, tell me, Spirit, allow me to be used as a channel for the messages pile number 3 needs to receive through my mind's eye and through the cards, please and thank you. Allow me to release whatever energies I pick up during the reading after the reading is over, please and thank you. Spirit, tell me what is going on with pile number 3 in their love life. Is there anything that they need to hear, or what's up with pile number 3 and love? Please and thank you. Pile number 3 and love. Alright, got 9 of Swords. Okay. Yes, a lot of energy, a lot of contemplation, a lot of wondering, you know, a lot of just wondering what is going on. I feel like this actually is kind of reminding me of pile number 2 as well. So if you were between both of those piles, I do recommend you maybe check that one out. But I'm kind of getting the same types of energy, that there's someone in your life that you are very much worried about. It's really brought upon a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. You've been losing sleep. You've been stressing out about you and another person, because what once was harmonious and abundant has since been very up in the air, and very like you've been left out in the cold, almost like a lot of distance maybe. And it could be like physical distance, or it could be emotionally, like you're just feeling very just alone right now, and it's leaving you feeling very, like, I don't know, it's having you experience a lot of fear, and like you're starting to act out in old ways that are making the situation feel much worse than it actually is. Like, I feel like you have the tendency of maybe overthinking, or just falling down like a rabbit hole of when things aren't happy-go-lucky between you and another person. Like, you take things very very seriously, even when it's not like really anything that needs to be looked too deeply into. Like, you're very sensitive about this relationship, and it has a lot to do with like relationships that you've had in the past that have left you feeling rejected in some way. Like, you have been hurt many times in the past, and it's hard for you to fully have faith in another person because of these old habits and old cycles that you tend to fall into when it comes to your close personal relationships, specifically romantic ones, because I feel like you really you put your heart and soul into the relationships that you have. And I feel like a lot of times, in the past, it was not, like, it was perceived as being too much or too clingy or too, like, your loving energy was not seen. It was overlooked, and it made you feel like this impending doom that you were always going to be hurt by people. So it could be like a lot of, and it doesn't even have to be like just romantic relationships. You could have felt rejected by friends, and just relationships that matter to you growing up were very very one-sided. And I feel like it's something that you've had to overcome. And although you've overcame those traumas, it still is affecting you in your current relationships, when really it's like it's really just you thinking and coming up with all these, like, the worst case scenarios in your head, for unnecessarily. Maybe you are scared that there is that they're interested in more than just you, or that they're playing the field, because maybe you've had relationships like that in the past where they have spread themselves thin and have not put you as were not making you priority, and it left you feeling very depleted because you put all your energy into these relationships and didn't get much in return. And this one, I feel like there's something that's going on that is giving you, it's triggering you. It's not that the intentions are the same, though. Like, I feel like this is actually a very divine connection that you are currently in, and that any uncertainty about it is stemming from old trauma or old wounds that are being triggered because something that is going on that is giving you similar feelings, that, like, it's maybe they are, the person that you're seeing right now has a lot on their plate, and maybe they're not able to be there for you, like, or maybe they just have distanced themselves from you because they're trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe they have some legal issues going on, maybe some issues that are needing to be dealt with before being able to fully give themselves to you. And the intentions are pure, but those feelings of neglect or of like not putting you as priority are stirring up these wounds from your past, from people that have taken you for granted, that have had that didn't actually make you a priority and never planned on making you a priority. This particular relationship, though, is not the same as the ones that you've had dealt with in the past, though. And yeah, I feel like you've been burned a lot in the past. So it's like, oh, here we go, another one bites the dust. I see you like just kind of, because your fears are basically trying to prove to you that they're valid by things coming up in your life that remind you, like, oh, you see, told you, he's not going to put you first, just like all the other ones in the past haven't. And it's kind of like you are telling yourself this in order to feed into the fear and not look past it or not face it. not face these uncomfortable emotions, or not face the trauma that has happened to you in the past that is no longer benefiting you, because it's come to a point where you are distancing yourself from something that is true because of fears that are not based on real life situations. Like, they're based on old wounds, old traumas. And there's no actual, like, there's no actual basis for them to destroy what is clearly so beautiful between you and another person. Let's clarify the lovers. Yeah, a lot of like past energies being resurfaced, a lot of like old relationship stuff popping up, and it's really kind of like had you in a period of reflection and kind of not looking at things totally in the right frame of mind, because you're looking at them through the unhealed point of view, because you are perhaps you are not aware that you're feeling this way, because it's reminding you of things from your past, and that it's just your luck that you aren't ever going to, be able to be in a long lasting loving relationship without things just falling apart, because this was in the reverse. And I feel like you feel like it's just basically like eventually going to fall apart no matter what. And that is because you're looking at the situation through unhealed glasses, or unhealed way of looking at it. So what you need to do is reassess whatever is bothering you within this current relationship, and look at it with this in mind. Look at it again and really examine whether or not there is validity to the things that you are worried about, or if it's possible that it could be. And because you haven't been able to fully obtain that within this relationship currently, you are really like, it's thrown you for a loop and made you feel very like what's going on? Oh my God, is this seriously gonna happen to me again? Did I seriously put my heart and soul into another relationship just for them to up and leave again? And it's really just it's a perspective change that is needed. A perspective change, and perhaps like pile number 2, maybe it's just a matter of having to speak your truth, or speak your emotions, and be vulnerable and honest and raw about what it is that's bothering you and what it is that you're feeling, because it might shed light on the other person, because they might not really they're not looking at how you are perceiving it. They're looking at it from like one side, and they're not taking into consideration how much it's affecting you. Clarify the devil. I feel like they like the way they are viewing it is that like that you should know why it is that they are acting this way, and you should understand why it is that they're acting this way, but they're not understanding like really what it's making you feel. Because I feel like you express it to them, but you don't fully express it. You don't like put put like the rawness out there for them to fully see how much it affects you. Because I feel like this is something that deeply affects you, and it keeps you up at night. It's something that needs to, it's a cycle that you tend to fall into in all your relationships, and it's something that is needing to come to an end, because you are moving into a time where you're meant to experience things in a much more harmonious way within relationships and within all aspects, really. I feel like you're just moving into a time of abundance, and it's just like those last few vicious habits that we are needing to look at to overcome in order for those blessings to finally come, and to relieve yourself of the burdens that these old ways or old perspectives have on you. They're not meant to weigh you down anymore. You have learned your lessons. You have already overcome what it is that you needed to overcome, and it's really just, it's not anything that you ever will have to deal with ever again, but ultimately the choice is yours, because you can continue to fall into those old habits and old patterns and old ways of looking at things, or you can take this, redirect your energy, look at things from a different point of view in order to shift the narrative, so that even if things don't work out, you are looking forward towards the future. Because I also feel like that's like a big block for you energetically, that is preventing you from fully experiencing harmony. I feel like you like feel trapped, like when your relationships are unstable, you feel unstable. It's like you rely on your relationships in order to feel good or excited about things, but you have to look towards the future without putting so much weight or so much expectation on the outcome of your relationships. That's something that needs to be taken a look at, because you should be able to love yourself enough to be excited for the future with or without another person being there with you. Yes, of course, you can look forward to having a loving relationship and want that, and want that and crave that and seek it. But if it is only that will allow you to enjoy the other blessings that you have within your life, if you're not happy in your relationship, if that will dampen all the beautiful things that you have in your life, it needs to be looked at, because you're putting way too much pressure and way too much expectations on just that working out. You need to be fully balanced within self and fully love yourself enough to want to experience happiness with or without another person, and be willing to triumph over that, and be willing to really just, like, instead of talking the talk, like, really walk the walk. And I feel like a lot of people are actually experiencing that collectively, so it doesn't surprise me, especially with, like, the planetary alignments. I feel like a lot of focus is on relationships of all kinds, but our close relationships, and of the way we communicate in our relationships, and the way we view it, and the way, it's because Mercury and Venus are in retrograde, and there's a lot of reflection, a lot of redoing, revisiting that needs to be taking place within relationships in order to move into clearer or lighter times. And we got intuition, illumination. A lot of this stuff, it's like deep down that what is the issue. Like, if anything, this is more just confirmation for you, but I feel like you already know what it is that is wrong, like why it is that you are affected so much by this. But it's almost, you question yourself, you doubt yourself, because in the past you've been burned, and these feelings that are you're experiencing are truly reminding you of a time in your life where you weren't being respected in relationships, where you weren't being really, like, where you were being taken for granted. And although you know deep down that this is not one of those situations, you still question yourself. So take this as confirmation, further confirmation for you, if that is actually the case. But a lot of resolution within, your relationship should be, right around the corner. Even if, even after this reading, like, maybe this is what you needed to hear in order just to, like, confirm that this is not like past relationships, because you already knew that, and it's just shedding light on finally you moving past these traumas and really fully letting go and leaving them in the past, so that you can move forward, and move forward with love, but not expect, or not to put so much weight on that being the thing that will make you happy, if that makes sense. But let me know if this resonated in the comments below. I definitely think you should check out pile number 2 as well, because it was basically the same, like, it was just reiterated the message and the energy. So let me know, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks, bye.